This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, June 16. In Squiz Kids Today, drama at the dance eisteddfod. A Socceroo says thank you. Pakistan on tea rations, and BTS takes a break. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
It's dance eisteddfod season, which you'd know if your house is anything like mine and full of costumes and feathers and cans of hairspray. And while, for the most part, dance competitions are taking place this week across the nation without major incident, one dance competition in Sydney has hit the headlines after a school was penalised during competition because their costumes were inappropriate. According to reports, adjudicators at the dance competition ruled that an under-14 dance troupe's costumes were not age-appropriate, and they deducted points, meaning that the troupe missed out on a place. And the body that sets the rules for eisteddfods around the country is now considering setting rules around what sort of costumes are appropriate for kids to wear on stage. If you're like us and still grinning from ear to ear following the Socceroos' win the other morning, you'll love this. Socceroos winger Awer Mabil has revealed that when he kicked the winning penalty that saw us qualify for the World Cup, he did so to say thank you to Australia. Awer told reporters after the game that he was born in a hut in a refugee camp and had moved to Australia from the African country of Kenya when he was 10 years old. A refugee camp is a big camp where thousands of people live in temporary shelters, like tents or huts, sometimes for years at a time, because they have had to flee their homelands. Awer said he wanted to use his penalty kick to thank Australia on behalf of his family for welcoming them and giving them a chance at a new life. And we thank you too, Awer. I've stuck a link to a video of Awer's life story in today's episode notes.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a new story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Pakistan, where the population has been told to drink less tea. Pakistan is a country just to the north of India, and the Pakistani people love their tea. But they don't grow so many tea plants in Pakistan, so they have to import most of it. Import means to bring something into your country from another country. And things are a bit tough over there at the moment, with the government looking at ways to save money. And because Pakistan as a country spent more than $850 million last year importing tea, the government reckons restricting everyone to 1 or 2 cups a day will help. That would be fine with me. I'm not much of a tea drinker. But if they started restricting hot chocolates, well, that's another story.
Sport time.
Big news in the tennis world yesterday with the announcement by Serena Williams that she'll be playing at Wimbledon. Now, why is that a thing? Serena is one of the greatest players of the game. She's won 73 titles in her career, has won the women's title at Wimbledon 7 times, and has been ranked number 1 women's player in the world. Well, it's a thing because she's been off with an ankle injury for almost a year, and she comes into the competition currently ranked as the 1,208th best women's tennis player in the world. I think we can probably expect that to change once she's hit the court at Wimbledon. And at 40 years old and the mother of a 4-year-old daughter, Olympia, Serena's going to be out there flying the flag for mums everywhere who return to work. Go Serena!
Pop Culture Corner.
OMG. BTS is taking a break, and there's going to be a real-life Squid Game reality show. Korean pop culture definitely dominated the entertainment headlines yesterday. First of all, Mega boy band BTS, the world's biggest selling artists last year, announced to their fans in a YouTube video that they were taking a break from recording and performing together. The Korean superstars said they'd been going through a rough patch and wanted to take time as individuals to grow and mature. But they didn't rule out getting back together in the future. Still, I'm guessing there are some broken hearts among the ARMY this morning. That's the name for BTS superfans. News was better for fans of the hit Korean TV show Squid Game when it was announced yesterday that Netflix was going to make a Squid Game reality show with the biggest prize in TV history, $4.56 million up for grabs. 456 people will be recruited from all over the world to take part in the show, the same number of contestants in the fictional TV series, and the biggest cast ever assembled for a reality TV show. Happily, the non-fiction reality version will not feature the deaths of any participants. I've put a link in your episode notes to both announcements.
Squiz Kids salutes.
This Squiz Kids Salutes is brought to you by the Fred Hollows Humanity Award, which for the last 10 years has recognised awesome Year 6 kids who are doing positive things in their community. And today, we salute Amy Carter, who comes from a town near Darwin in the Northern Territory and who was named a winner in last year's awards for the awesome work she did helping to feed homeless people in Darwin. Through her church, Amy gave up her weekends to help feed homeless people, lending a hand in the kitchen, serving food and cleaning up afterwards. She says helping others gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling. Now, if you've enjoyed hearing about the past winners of the Fred Hollows Humanity Awards over these past 3 weeks, we were lucky enough to interview some of them, and you can hear all about their stories, the very special $5,000 prize they won, and how you can nominate yourself, or a Year 6 kid you know, in a special Q&A episode. If you're listening on a podcast app, the episode should play directly after this episode, or otherwise, search for Q&As in the drop-down menu on our website, squizkids.com.au. I've also popped a link to it in your episode notes, and a link to the website where you can nominate for the Humanity Award this year.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country did Socceroo Awer Mabil spend his early years in a refugee camp? Yeah, that's right, it was Kenya. Well done if you got that one. Question number 2. In which big tennis competition will Serena Williams be making her comeback later this month? Yeah, that's right, it's Wimbledon. Question number 3. A double-header this time. Name the Korean boy band and the popular Korean Netflix series making headlines yesterday. Yeah, that's right, it was BTS and Squid Game.
Shout-outs.
It's June 16. Today is National Fudge Day in the United States, where it's also, strangely enough, National Fresh Veggies Day. I feel like those two cancel each other out. You think they would have gotten together and separated their days out. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Madison from Panorama, Natalie from Plimpton, Frankie from Ballina, Millie from Aspley, Miguel from Kingsgrove, Destiny from Melbourne, and Harvey, who's listening all the way over there in London. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Sapphire from Heathpool, Abigail from Kenmore, and Delilah from Oxley, whose mum was so busy making her pancakes for her birthday, she forgot to request a birthday shout-out yesterday. Oh, give us a break, kids. We can't be awesome at everything. Classroom shout-outs today are going to all of the grade 6 classes at Preston West Primary School, Class F10 at Hammond Park Primary School, Class 5-6H and Miss Newen at Harrington Street Public School in Cabramatta, Year 6 and Mr Thomas at St Francis de Sales Primary School in Woolooware, and lastly, Ms Chung, Mr Hutchinson and Class 4AC at Croydon Public School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.